Okay, I think we're live. Hello, good morning, everybody. Gonna give it a second just to warm up, but I believe we're live. If you are here live with us, either in the Facebook group or somewhere else, just give us a quick little hello. Tell us where you are in the world. Going to give everybody a moment to join, and I'm going to double check that we are actually live. Okay.
We are. I see it too.
You are? Okay. Like I always kind of have to check because I've literally gone live before.
Yeah, exactly.
Got a whole episode of this and then found out that it wasn't connected.
I've done it too.
I mean, I guess the good news is that at least if you do that, you have the recording to upload. So
yeah, exactly.
There. Okay. Okay, cool. We are live. So I'll stop talking. I can see that there's some people there. So with that being said, don't be shy. Say hello, introduce yourselves. Let us know where you're joining from. If you are a virtual assistant and watching this, even better, let us know. And definitely can ask any questions of Emily as we go through. So
yes, don't be shy to ask questions.
Okay, so officially start things off here. For those that I have not met before, well, reach out, say hi, because obviously you're watching this in my world and I need to meet you. So, but for those I have not met before, my name is Lori. I am a business and marketing success coach who helps freedom-loving coaches, consultants, and strategists to grow, scale, and expand their location independent businesses and brands and help them to build things that are going to support them long term so that they can live the life they want on their terms from anywhere in the world, whether that's your couch or the beaches of Bali. And today I am joined by Emily. Emily is a business coach for virtual assistants who teaches virtual assistants to bring in consistent income using her proven strategies. She takes the guesswork out of it and supports you to get to 5K months easily or with ease and quickly. So that being said, Emily, I'm so happy that you're here.
Me too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so excited. So tell us a little bit more about yourself. Okay. So yes, you're a business coach for virtual assistants, but what brought you to that space? Like what got you into the VA world yourself and then into the coaching space?
Okay. So, I am a mom to two amazing children, wild and crazy children. And really, they were the beginning of me wanting to have that time and location freedom to not have to be going into a 9 to 5 or not having to worry about calling in sick when one of them was sick, because kids get sick a lot. So that's my number one role or job, I would say, in life. And yeah, really, I started my virtual assistant business in the end of 2017. I had just told my boss that I was pregnant with my second child, and just a really horrible situation. She yelled at me and was like, I would have never hired you if I'd known you were pregnant. Craziness, crazy, something that when I tell the story, I almost don't even believe it, because I'm like, this is so not okay. So where I lived, I was teaching preschool, and when you find out you're pregnant, you leave on a preventative leave, literally the day you find out, so you don't get sick or anything bad, right, can happen. So that's what happened. And I got home, or even before that, I remember driving home being like, I can never go back there. I cannot do this anymore. I was so exhausted from working with kids all day and going home to my son. He was only 3 at that point. And yeah, it was just a really big slap in the face of, I'd worked for this woman for all these years, and then yelling at me you don't do that. So I very quickly was like, I need to work from home. I need to make my own schedule. I don't want a boss anymore. And I discovered the world of virtual assistants. So I had always loved social media. This is going to age me, but like, remember MySpace? If you remember
Oh, MySpace. Yep.
like, I was obsessed with MySpace. I was like, you know, and you could like create really nice background or whatever they were called at that point. I don't remember. So I was like, I've done some and then I loved Facebook when it came out. And I was like, I love social media stuff. I'm going to try to like work on social media. So I did. And I didn't do just social media stuff. I was like offering every service under the sun to anybody. And it was so hard. I got really, really fortunate with connecting with a wonderful woman in a Canadian Facebook group. Oh, I'm in Canada, by the way, everybody. If anybody else is in Canada, let me know. And got my first client, but then it was like crickets after. I could not sign another client. And I now know why. And this is what I help people with now. I was just trying to do too much with everybody. And as a virtual assistant, that's not the best method.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And I just want to say hi. We've got people from all over here, Maryland,
awesome.
Belgium. I know I saw someone said hello. Let's see, from Florida. Well, I just know that person's in Florida. We've got India. Yeah, we've got everybody.
Amazing. All over the world.
Yes. And also, if anybody that is a virtual assistant or wanting to get into the VA world, let us know too in the comments specifically. And again, at any point, if there's questions, things that you want Emily to touch on, please speak up. This is for you guys, right? So we're here to share information that's really going to be helpful for you. So Emily, I think I know what you were alluding to when you said you were just kind of doing all of the things, right? And tell me a little bit more about that. Okay. And what you were doing and what people should be doing.
Right. Okay. So I took a course, a really well-known VA skills course, and it was a great course. It taught me a lot. But every time I would speak to somebody who was like, yeah, these are the services that I would be looking for in a virtual assistant, I would literally go and like teach myself how to do that. So it was really overwhelming. I was like, I don't want to build websites, but if that's what people want, well, I'm going to try. So I built some really, really crappy websites. And things really changed for me when I finally decided to niche down. So there are a couple different ways to do it, but I was like, I'm going to niche down with the type of client that I'm going to work with.
So I'm going to take a step back just in case we have any newbies. I mean, I think most people know what this is, but what do you mean by niching down?
So 2 ways to niche down as a virtual assistant. You can choose the type of client you want to work with. So who is your ideal client? Let's say you want to work with, for example, I worked in like with mental health professionals. And let's say you want to work with or like fitness coaches. So you choose one type of like one field to work with, to work in. And that is how you become the go-to person for fitness coaches, mental health workers, whatever you may choose.
Or what's number 2?
You can niche down with your services. And this is a little bit more difficult, but people do it, absolutely. And I don't mean like become a social media manager, or you can, but then again, you'll still want to niche down in terms of clients there. Yes. Maybe you want to just become but you want to solely do web design or blog writing or, just the graphics for social media.
Okay. Got it. So, okay. Keep going now. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but I just want to make sure everybody knew what niching down was about.
Yeah. Yeah. So people that I speak to, so many virtual assistants that I speak to, a lot of my clients, when I first start working with them, are scared to niche down because they think, and I thought the exact same thing, and I waited too long. I could have had a successful business way sooner if I had actually done this. But people are really scared that if they niche down, they're limiting themselves. They're like, but then I can't just work with everybody, and I can't just apply to every job I see in a Facebook group, because what if that's not the type of person I've chosen to work with?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the difference is, and it's different as a virtual assistant too, as it is, for example, let's say like a business coach who works with like all types of online coaches or service providers, right? You are really going to get people to come to you. You are. And I do not suggest, and I, in my programs when I work with my clients, I don't think you should be relying on Facebook job postings or, the websites like Upwork, Fiverr, things like that. You really want to be going out and finding your clients. And you can, like Lori, you were saying before, like with ease, you can be doing this with ease. And don't say that like it's really easy to do it, but it's simple because
it's not necessarily easy, but it's simple.
yeah, exactly. It's essentially like a mathematic formula, equation, or whatever, right? You're going to be creating content that speaks to your ideal client, attracting them in. You're going to be finding them and starting conversations with them because now you know who you're looking for. You're not just like throwing spaghetti at the wall and being like, I'm just going to apply to every single thing. No, you can actually find the people who you want to work with. And that is what makes it so simple. And then once you do, you will be amazed at how many times your name is like thrown into the hat with other people in that industry. Referrals are huge, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say like I can say like I get asked so often for referrals for virtual assistants, like it's crazy. So yeah, referrals are absolutely so big.
Yeah, and I do too. And it's great when people are like, but I really would love to work with somebody who's worked with, I don't know, nutritionists before or whatever, right? And so if you're just saying, oh, I'll work with whoever, it doesn't matter, well, then I'm probably not going to give them your name for somebody who's specifically looking for someone who's worked with nutritionists. Whereas, and I'm sure if you get the same thing, right? Like, no, if you know a virtual assistant who does this, or like people are looking for like hijabi experts all the time. So if that's how you want to niche down, do it. Absolutely. But don't just be offering everything to everyone because it's confusing for you and it's confusing for your potential clients. They want the best of the best, and you are the best of the best when you focus on one thing or one niche.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to like go to the comments here for a second and just say that Kelly said she's in the hospital at the moment, which first of all, I hope you're okay, Kelly. And she's waiting. Oh, she's waiting for a scan. Okay. And she said, can I review this or can I find more information on a course? And Emily, I know, did you already start your new program, your 30
No, we're starting on Thursday.
So Emily actually has a new program coming up, Kelly. So yes, there'll be a recording of this session, but Emily does have a new thing coming up here. So, and we'll talk about that. Awesome. So keep going. I just wanted to make sure I got that well before she got called into her scan.
Yes, exactly. Good luck, Kelly. I don't really remember where I was.
Sorry. We were talking about niching down.
Yeah.
And why it's so freaking important, guys. It really is. Another Belgium person. Hello. Got two of you. Awesome. So now what, because, as a business coach myself, I definitely, and it's not just virtual assistants, it's really any business when it comes to niching down. And I know a lot of people really have a difficult time with this idea. How do they not just like, okay, yes, they know that it's going to feel like they're limiting themselves, but let's just expand on that a little bit. Do you have any examples of, so how niching down maybe for you or any of your clients has allowed them to actually expand their reach and get more clients?
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, with me, for example, I worked within so many different niches, and that's also the beauty of it. You can change it, right? Like if you're working and doing something and you're not liking it anymore, you can change it. Don't change it every week because that's just a little like that'll look weird on your social media pages. But really, when I decided to work with mental health professionals, everything became easier. So it became easier to create content because I knew who I was speaking to. It became easier to find these people and build relationships with them. And this is a huge thing that I teach in my programs. It is building relationships. You're not just going out there and like sending cold pitch messages being like, hey, I'm a virtual assistant. No. And some people do teach this and they'll say like send out 200 every day. No, we're not doing that. And it really, really just allows you to like seriously focus on one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to go and focus on that one type of business owner or that one type of service that you want to offer.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, one of my clients, Julie, she started working with, this was a really interesting one actually. She started working with like beauty, like in the beauty industry.
Okay.
And this is not actually a very common like virtual assistant niche,
Okay.
but she was determined and she was not in a rush to find clients. She was on maternity leave actually and was like, by the time this is over, which is a year in Canada, by the time this is over, I want to have a couple like beauty or beauty influencer clients. So she started to create her content that was talking to them. She started to get in groups of like the beauty industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And started connecting with people, started building those relationships. And that's how it works. And I know it sounds so like I'm acting like I'm speaking now like it's so easy. You still have to put the work in. You do. But you absolutely have to find your people. And once you know who you want to work with, it's so much easier to find them, right? The Facebook groups they're in, through hashtags on Instagram, like you'll find them. No, sorry, my kitten. Ooh,
Naughty kitty.
Also, so I have another client who does just bookkeeping, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That's what her focus is. And now she's doing the same thing. She's signed 4 clients in the last 12 weeks. Because she knows exactly what she's doing, exactly who she's looking for. She's connecting with business owners that are looking for bookkeepers. And there are a few different ways to do that, right? And this is something that I take my clients along with when I work with them. I will show you where to find these clients. And it just takes so much of the, I don't know, who am I looking for? Where am I looking? You don't have to do that anymore.
So that leads me to another thing that I know we're going to talk about. And that is the idea of, okay, so they know what they need to do, right? They know that they need to niche down. They know that they need to build these relationships. But then they don't want to show up.
That happens to all of us.
So, yes, and trust me, it does, because Emily, I'm sure it's happened to you. I know it's happened to me. But what does that concept mean? Showing up even when you don't want to?
Really just still, okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean like you have to show up on social media every single day, but you have to show up for your business and for yourself, because especially with virtual assistants, there are so many accounts. I'm talking specifically on Instagram about this, okay? There's so many virtual assistant accounts on Instagram that they actually haven't posted in like 3 months. They don't get on stories. And then all of a sudden I'll get a message from someone. I'll get an interaction on one of my stories or a message, right? Being like, I can't find clients. Well, here's the thing. If you don't actually show up on social media where you're looking for your clients, you're not showing up for your business. You're not showing up for yourself. So something that I always recommend, because I know that every single one of us goes through this and like it ebbs and flows. I go through this and then I don't, right? And then I do again. I always suggest having some content ready to go. And this is just really so that when you're not able to, get on stories and talk, or you're not able to come up with a post, that you have something you can use that it's already there. So whether it's film a little video of you and put it up on stories one day, just keep it in your phone, right? And really just taking things like very slow, small steps when you need to. I am a huge believer in that, like, you need to give yourself the space and the grace to not show up when you need that break. Mentally, you just maybe need that break, and that's okay, and we have to allow ourselves to. But
Absolutely.
you can just put one piece of content out there that let people know that you're still here, right? And it's not something you have to work on. It's something that you can literally, you just already have it. And so you're like, okay, yeah, no, I can't do this today. I'm going to put this up. And
that's a great idea, Emily. And I also just want to add to people too, like, when it comes to that, like, it's not like you need a whole arsenal of content, because someone, the percent of people that actually see your content on a daily basis, if you like have that happen to you once every couple of months or something, you can repurpose that same content that you use to put it up there. So
that's the other thing I was going to say, or repurpose something, right? Like, let's say you've made a nice graphic and you've got a caption from 2 months ago. Go into Canva, go back in there and change the color of the graphic and put it back up again.
Yeah.
With the same caption. Or my new friend ChatGPT, just put it in there and ask them to change the caption for you. But
AI, that's a whole nother episode. Okay.
That is, absolutely. Sorry, I maybe shouldn't have said that, but it's
it's reality. I am a believer that your voice is the most important thing in your business. But ChatGPT can definitely, there's other copy AI things that can help you with that, but it definitely can help to give you a little of an idea. And the thing is like you said, it's just about showing up, for yourself, for your business, showing people that you're there, and taking the time to put that effort in. Even, whether it's that, you just need a break, or whether you're on vacation or something else. When you don't want to show up, you have to show up. You're a business owner. It's part of the deal, but you can make it so that it's easy for you. And that's the brilliant part of having an online business. And, going back to the beginning with your story where, your boss, when she found out you were pregnant, literally yelled at you. Like, you don't have to deal with that shit anymore, but you do have to show up for yourself, and you have to show up for your clients.
And sometimes that's harder.
Yeah, it can be. You can take the time off, but you have to be accountable for yourself. Yeah. Exactly. And it can be harder, but it does offer so much more flexibility.
Oh my gosh, it does. And that's why, like, preparing little things here and there, right? Like, I've got an album in my phone of, like, just little video clips of myself. So when I'm like, no, I can't do this right now, or not, and there's never can't. It's that I'm choosing not to do this today. I'll just put one up on my stories. And I'm a huge believer in letting people get to know you on Instagram and Facebook stories and wherever else you may do stories.
My business success has been the same thing.
So, like, it doesn't have to be business stuff, right? Like, it can be out for a walk, clearing my head, and that's all you post for the day. Fine, so be it. It's letting people know who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we're winding down here, and I know Kelly had asked about, is there information on a course, etc. So let's talk a little bit, because I know you said that you do have, and first of all, too, because I know we have several of you on, if you have questions for Emily, please drop them in. If this has been helpful, let us know. If you've experienced anything similar to what Emily's talked about, like with her own boss, when she got started. But that all being said, Emily, I know that you have this new 30-day program coming up. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Sure, absolutely. So I have a program. We are starting on Thursday, June 1st. It is not too late to join us. It's called 30 Days to Your Next Client. And in this 30 days, I'm going to show you exactly what to do to sign your first or next client. I have had people go through this program before. They've signed clients. Like, one of them Rosanna had signed 3 clients in the first 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
I had Trina, who was in there, who had signed her first client in a week. So this is a sprint. This is I am ready to roll up my sleeves and put the work in and start really making some money in my business. And you will, if you follow the steps, show up to the coaching calls, which are weekly group coaching calls, then you will sign a client in the next 30 days. Absolutely. So the way that it works is we have some pre-recorded video lessons. Like I said, we have our weekly group coaching call. We have a private Facebook group so you can get support there, ask questions on the days where we don't have our call, and also meet the other people in the program. It's a great way to connect with other people who are in the same position as you, right?
Yeah. And I'm going to say, if you guys want, Emily's amazing, by the way, and I've known Emily for quite a while. And you've actually probably seen me go live with Emily before. And if you are a VA, you're just getting started as a VA, or you're just not getting the clients that you want, this is literally a no-brainer. And I know the pricing of this program, and I know it's a no-brainer. So please reach out to Emily. It's an amazing opportunity. So I'm just going to put your info up here, Emily, and so her Instagram handle and her Facebook handle, for those watching on LinkedIn. I guess I don't know if you're on LinkedIn, Emily, but you can come find her over on Facebook.
I haven't been on LinkedIn in a long time.
Yeah, so come over to Instagram or Facebook. Send her a message. Get in touch.
Yeah, and I want to say this 30-day program is actually currently at 50% off. It's literally less than the price of going to buy a coffee every single day. So if you are, if you're thinking about getting in, this is the time. This is the time to do it.
And if you can get your first client in 30 days, you've paid for the course too. So
yeah, exactly.
Again, no brainer, guys. Please go ahead, contact Emily if this is something that you are working on. If you're wanting to create a VA business, she's been doing this for a long time and has been really successful at it. So awesome. Again, reach out. Her stuff is on the thing here. If you have trouble finding her, just send me a message, because you have me here because I posted this video. So you can send me a message. Emily, so thank you so much for joining us today. Before we kind of close out, is there any last words of wisdom that you want to give?
Yeah, I just want to say, I know how hard it can be to have a virtual or start a virtual assistant business, or even be a year in and not be where you want to be. And the biggest piece of advice I have is just keep going, because it will work. Baby steps. Make yourself a list every single day of the things you want to do. And really get support, whether I'm not just saying from me, right? Like
anybody.
Get support, because that really is a game changer. And get support from someone who's been where you are, because then they know what to do. They know what not to do. Yeah. But keep going. Believe in yourself, because you can do it.
Yeah. You just the only failure is giving up. So.
Exactly.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And again, guys, even if you don't want to join the course, or you're not ready to join the course, connect with Emily, stay connected. Again, her info's up on the screen there. And
I also have a free Facebook group where we've got trainings and
things like exactly. So if you want to just dive into the freebies so far, and you just want to dip your toes in, reach out, connect. And again, Emily's fantastic. And I just want to say thank you again, Emily, and thank you everybody for tuning in for another Speaker Spotlight. We do those around once a month now, where we spotlight different experts and remote-based entrepreneurs that can support you in your mission to have fully location-independent businesses and lives that you love. If you'd like to be featured, or you are looking for other ways to help build your confidence, more consistency, and more results from your remote-based business, you can also join us as a member of the Strategy and Support Society, where you get everything that you need to build, grow, and scale your remote-based business on your terms. Start with Emily, and then you can come over to the Strategy and Support Society. But again, if you want to be featured like Emily, please go ahead and join us. And again, thank you so much, Emily.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This has been fantastic. And sorry, somebody. Oh, okay. I don't know who wrote that, but yes, glad you found it interesting. And a lot of this you can take into other businesses as well. So thank you so much, Emily. Thank you, everybody. Have a
Thank you.
fantastic day, and we will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.